What's up, guys? Later Manor here, and I just wanted to talk about a few things concerning the new Pokemon rumors that have been going around. And I'm not talking about Pokemon Stars, but I'm instead talking about the remakes, or slash the Sinnoh remakes that everyone keeps on assuming are coming out. And by my word of assuming, that means I actually don't believe that the Sinnoh remake is going to come out in Gen 7. Now, this is really just going to be a video about me talking and explaining my thoughts about the next Pokemon game. This video is being recorded before the whole January presentation for the Nintendo Switch, so just let it be known that Pokemon Stars is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the different region game. So, just by theory, think about this for a second. What if instead of a Sinnoh remake, they instead had another Kanto remake? Now, I've been thinking about this for a while, and I think it makes much more sense than a Sinnoh remake. I'm sure some people have thought about this, right? Like, it's so obvious. Because, first of all, first point, Alola has so many references to Kanto, it's ridiculous. Like, the whole Nugget Bridge, just the fact that Lily leaves. By the way, spoilers. Just the whole fact that Lily leaves for Kanto. So this makes it so kind of, I don't know, just obvious, right? Like, this whole Lily thing, you can, like, see Lily in the new Kanto remakes. Because isn't it, like, Pokemon fact now that, like, the remakes are, like, in a different timeline from the originals, so it's really freaking weird. I don't know, but so it would make sense to, like, see, like, Lily going to go see Bill and, like, seeing if she could get her mom better or whatever. Maybe just more like an after game thing, so that way the remakes can obviously be like a remake, of course. But my point is that Kanto has not had a remake since Fire Red Leaf Green. Now, I know technically if you want to play these games, Heart Gold Soul Silver had Kanto in it, but my dude, you know what, that's not what I'm talking about. Like, Fire Red Leaf Green were before Diamond Pearl Platinum. So you cannot say that it makes no sense that they wouldn't do that. And one of my biggest reasons, one of the biggest factoids that I got in my arsenal for this conversation are the Alola Pokemon. Now, besides Pokemon Bank, of course, wouldn't it just make so much perfect sense to be able to trade into the Alola game with your Kanto game? Your Kanto remake. I don't even know the names that they would come up for the Kanto remake. Fire, Omega, Fire Red, I don't freaking know. But, you know what I mean. Like, you can trade the Kanto Pokemon that you cannot get in, Sun and Moon, like, I don't know, like regular Marowak or regular Grimer, stuff like that, or Vulpix. And then you can just, yeah, you get the regular form in that game for the Pokedex. Doesn't that just make so much sense? Like, it's perfect for filling out the Pokedex and getting all the other Pokemon you couldn't get, because there's no Kanto forms in Sun and Moon, of the Alolan forms, that is. So it would just make so much sense, don't you think? And I already know about Pokemon Bank, but just think, disregarding Pokemon Bank, you have to agree with me, right? That makes so much demon sense, right? So I think that's a pretty good point. And of course, there's also a bunch of the references to Kanto. There actually are quite a few references to Sinnoh as well, but I just feel like there's just more to Kanto. Like, once again, I said this before, but the whole Nugget Bridge, like, they referenced Giovanni after you did that, how he was the leader of Team Rocket, and they have no idea what he's doing. And if anybody has seen the little shorts series about, like, the little 3-second Pokemon anime thing, I don't know what it's called exactly, but that's what I'm talking about. And they're really short videos that really go deep into the lore of the Pokemon games. By the way, really cool. I recommend you check them out. They're in the Pokemon channel on YouTube. But sponsoring all aside, I'm not even sponsoring. What the hell? they also go into big detail about Giovanni in that. All this talk about Giovanni, well, what the hell? A remake for Kanto would literally be perfect, in my opinion. Now, frankly, by just my opinion, I think I'd actually rather have a Sinnoh remake, because I like the Sinnoh games much better than the Kanto games. But I just think it makes more sense to have another Kanto remake. Because we haven't had a Kanto game even on the DS, and I know Heart Gold Soul Silver, don't count that crap. But, yeah, it really is a possibility. And that makes this such an interesting topic, because it's like, what evidence is there really to a Sinnoh remake? And plus, like, once again, if you really think about it, the Hoenn remakes were kind of close to now, weren't they? I mean, I guess they came out kind of earlier. They were like 2014, I think. I don't know off the top of my head, but usually the remakes take a while in between time. Like, everybody knows how long it took freaking Oros to come out after after Heart Gold Soul Silver, and everybody loved Heart Gold Soul Silver. That's everybody's like favorite remake, me included, actually. But I don't know, I just like the Johto games. But I'm not talking about that right now. So what the hell? A Kanto remake would just be so perfect to go into the storyline. See, that way you could get a lot more info about the story in Sun and Moon. And yes, I know the story isn't amazing, but for a Pokemon game, it's pretty good. But yeah, like, I just can't get over this. Like, it's too perfect, you know? And of course, they'd have the usual remake stuff, like they'll bring other Pokemon into it, and plus they can bring in the after game that they included in Fire Red Leaf Green into a little bit more of a cooler perspective. They could like put a bunch of the legends in those Sevi Islands. Is that what they're called? Or is that in the Orange Islands anime? I don't know, but I think they're the Sevi Islands. But yeah, like, and once again, all the talk about Giovanni. There has to be more about Giovanni we don't know. Like, the last game that Giovanni actually appeared in was Black and White 2, and that was only because of the freaking, the PWT, Pokemon World Tournament. And by the way, side note, really cool feature, I wish that came back. But anyway, he doesn't really do anything in that game. At least we know that he didn't commit suicide in that Heart Gold Soul Silver thing that everybody theorized. Nah, I was just the static on the radio. You know what I'm talking about if you're a Pokemon fan. But, yeah, it makes so much sense for a freaking Kanto remake. And honestly, I'd be happy either way. I love all the remakes. I'm letting you know right now. I think Heart Gold Soul Silver is my favorite, just because I like the two regions and stuff like that. And, of course, everyone's favorite walking Pokemon with you. But yeah, the Kanto remake. I still have no idea what the hell they'd be called. But do I have like really any other reasons that I could think of? Well, I mean, I guess this probably wouldn't happen, but like, the more I think about it, the more I can't stop thinking about it, I guess. The Sevi Islands in Fire Red Leaf Green, they were islands. And nobody really cared about them, of course. They just cared about the regular Kanto region, of course. But I always thought it was so interesting because it was just added content. They don't usually add complete areas to the remakes. They usually don't. They usually just improve older areas. So this was so interesting because it was the first remake and they just added all these new areas, which was kind of needed because the original Red Blue did not have that many areas. So even though they're not very interesting areas, there's something. So that's pretty cool. But I don't know why I'm talking about this right now, but the point is that I'm trying to get across is that the Sevi Islands might be a sign of Alola. Because, like, Alola's Hawaii, right? A set of islands. Well, what if instead of the Sevi Islands in the after game, you go to Alola? Now, I know this probably isn't likely because it's a remake and they would never do that. But once again, all this talk about Kanto in Alola, it's so prevalent, and it just makes it so much more possible for there to be a Kanto remake. So that's kind of what I'm clinging on right now. There is one other thing I'd like to mention. So in the little Pokemon Shorts anime thing that I talked about earlier, the moment they got to the Sinnoh part of it, they talked about uh, what's his name, Cyrus's whole involvement, and they had one line in that little anime episode where when Cyrus went to the distortion world for Giratina as I call him, uh, he says his last words to Team Galactic saying, "Don't go looking for me. Don't go looking for me. My name's Wraith." No, but you know what I mean. Like, so counter argument. That is still some good inventive. What the hell? Incentive to make Sinnoh remakes. And yeah, I think it makes sense. Also, another possibility, if they're going to make a Kanto remake, it's also possible they can make a remake of Pokemon Yellow. Because, I mean, hello, everybody likes Pikachu these days. And it would be different. I mean, at least they wouldn't come up with some stupid name like Pokemon Fire Red Super Omega version. I don't know. But no. They could just come up with something like, I don't know, Sparking Yellow. But something, and yeah, they could bring back Walking Pokemon with you because they already have the Pikachu thing. I'm sure they'd have to bring that back. There's no way that they couldn't. But yeah, I think that'd be a decent way to remake it in Yellow, and that's how they could remake the games coming after Fire Red and all that. They could remake the third game in the series. So once they get to Johto, they can make Crystal Dust. I know that's a ROM hack name, but you get my point. Like, then they can make Crystal, and then Emerald, and then Platinum, and you get my point. I don't really know what they do for Black and White, but that's a million years from now. And I'm sorry I don't have really any annotations popping up about what the hell I'm talking about, but I still hope that you enjoyed this theorizing video that I created. Just me talking about my thoughts about Pokemon Kanto remakes. I don't really actually see any other theories about the Kanto remake, so I'm surprised I'm actually probably one of the first ones. So, if you guys like this video or you agree with me, then make sure you smash that like button, or hit the dislike button if you disagree with my opinion, because, I mean, I like opinions. I like to know what you guys think. Subscribe now if you want to become a Later Mentor on the Later Mentor Express today, and I hope that you enjoy the other videos that I create, even though they're definitely not all discussions like these. Well, anyway, everybody, Later Mentors. Oh, and before I go, make sure you tell me in the comments what you believe is is probably going to be the main outcome for the remakes coming up. So anyway, everybody, thank you for listening. Bye!